Good morning, all. Hello, everyone. This is Satish Kumar, a lecturer in Electronics and Communication Engineering, working at Masap Tank Polytechnic College, Hyderabad. Now, we are going to discuss about analog communication subject, second chapter. We completed first chapter, basics of communication system and noise. The second chapter is analog modulation techniques. In analog modulation techniques, we covered time domain equation of AM signal, modulation index of AM signal, frequency spectrum of AM signal, effects of overmodulation, bandwidth of AM signal, relation between total power and carrier power in AM, need for DSB-SC and SSB modulation, double sideband suppressed carrier and single sideband suppressed carrier, advantages and disadvantages of single sideband communication, one of the AM modulation, applications of SSB, vestigial sideband, applications of VSB, and need for angle modulation, types of angle modulation, time domain equation of FM signal, modulation index of FM signal, noise triangle. So we covered around 16 topics in the earlier class. Right, basically analog modulation deals with AM, FM, PM. Their analysis, that means their equations, their waveforms, advantages, disadvantages, types and applications. In AM, most of the power is wasted, but the advantage is it is very simple to generate. That is why we are going for DSB-SC, double sideband suppressed carrier, as well as single sideband suppressed carrier. And the disadvantage is power is wasted and bandwidth is also less. Bandwidth is also less in case of AM. And VSB, vestigial sideband transmission, is used for television picture transmission, where in television picture most of the information lies at low frequencies. That is, picture information lies at low frequencies. When you remove entire one sideband in SSB, it leads to some distortion. Hence, a modified SSB is used in VSB. That means one full sideband is transmitted. In addition, with a small portion of sideband is also added, so that even though you use practical filter, it does not make any disturbance. Angle modulation in which amplitude is kept constant, whereas either frequency or phase of the carrier is varied. The advantage we get in analog modulation or need of angle modulation, not analog, angle modulation, is no power is wasted, bandwidth, entire bandwidth is saved, or it offers more bandwidth, less distortion, less noise also, more fidelity. That means more bandwidth means more fidelity. That means the quality of the signal transmitted becomes more. Quality. And the time domain equation of AM signal represents three signals. One is carrier, upper sideband, lower sideband. And the time domain equation of double sideband suppressed carrier represents, wait 1 second, I'll take one empty sheet so that I can write here. How can I take empty sheet? Got to take empty sheet now. Wait for a while. wait. AM, wait. Time domain equation. Equation represents one is carrier, other one is upper sideband, other one is lower sideband. This carrier contains EC as amplitude, frequency is FC, and the upper sideband contains EC by 2 into M, and its frequency is FC plus FM, whereas the lower sideband contains the lower sideband of AM signal contains its what do you call it, 1 second, its amplitude indicates EC by 2, M into EC by 2, as well as frequency is FC minus FM. Okay, this is your 3 components, whereas in FM this is about AM, entire this is AM. And in case of FM, the FM time domain equation is very simple. This is equal to, FM time domain is equal to EC cos, open the bracket, phi I. This is your time domain equation of FM signal, where EC is the carrier amplitude which is constant, and phi I we need to find out, where phi I is equal to integration of omega I dt. What is omega I based on your this one definition of FM? The angular frequency of carrier is varied. As per the definition of FM, the frequency of the carrier is varied, or angular frequency of the carrier is varied accordance with the instantaneous value of FM signal. The instantaneous value of message signal. The instantaneous value of message signal is nothing but your message signal, that is Vm cos omega mt, and there will be always your normal carrier frequency. So what is the carrier frequency? Omega c, which is added with your instantaneous value of message signal, that is your message signal m of t, or some people write Vm of t, Vm of t. Okay, here this is angular frequency, whereas it is voltage. These two cannot be added, that is why you need a proportionality constant kf Vm of t. And if you substitute in this equation, you will get, we are discussing time domain equation of FM signal, and we will get like this: integral of omega c plus kf, the message signal frequency, message signal, this one message signal, what do you call message signal formula వచ్చేసి ఏంటి, what is this, em cos omega m t, open the bracket, into dt. This is your phi I, and when you integrate this, you will get, the result is omega ct plus integration of kf is a constant, integration of Vm is a constant, and the integration of cos will give sine, and omega mt. omega ct plus kf em integration of cos sine omega mt, and that if we are integrating with respect to t, that is why the coefficient of t is omega m, and you need to divide with omega m, and this term indicates modulation index mf. The final equation of FM signal is EC cos phi I, where phi I is equal to omega ct plus, this value is mf, where mf stands for modulation index of FM signal, and sine omega mt. This is the equation, right? That is there in your time domain equation. I will let you see the time domain equation of FM signal is here, right? This is your time domain equation of FM signal. EFM EC sine omega ct kf em omega m sine. Here if you get cos, you will get sine, right? You will get sine, you will get cos. Here there is a mistake, here there is a sine, and it should be here cos. That is the time domain equation. Modulation index is nothing but which determines the amount of modulation done in the modulation scheme. In case of your normal FM AM, the modulation index is the ratio of amplitude of message and amplitude of carrier. What is the modulation index? Modulation index indicates in case of AM, the modulation index is nothing but Vm by Vc, whereas in case of FM, the modulation index is given by delta F by FM, not FM, delta F by FM, right? FM, where delta F is the frequency deviation, FM is the frequency of modulating signal, and the units are no units. These is also no units. Here volts by volts, here hertz by hertz. What do you mean by frequency deviation? The frequency deviation indicates the amount of carrier frequency deviated from its original value when message signal is modulated, the maximum amount and minimum amount. Their difference is nothing but frequency deviation. Let us suppose there is a carrier frequency. Wait, we are discussing this one. What is delta f? The topic is delta f. Delta f means frequency deviation. Let us suppose there is a carrier frequency of fc and whose value is carrier frequency of fc whose value is, let us suppose, 1 megahertz. 1 megahertz. So when there is no message in FM, the carrier frequency is maintained as the same 1 megahertz. When you apply a message, this is initially it was 0, now I am applying message like this. So up to this the frequency is fc, whereas when you apply a positive peak or positive cycle, the frequency of the carrier is increased by some value. That value is nothing but delta f, maximum value that can be increased to 100 kilohertz or 200 kilohertz or sometimes 500 kilohertz. Let us suppose at this point, if message value is at this point, I am increasing 100, whereas message value is at this point, I am increasing the carrier frequency by 500. So in this case I am increasing by 500 kilohertz when the message is in highest positive peak, and after that it is slowly decreasing. When the message is decreasing, the carrier frequency is same amount, it is decreased by 100 kilohertz or 400 kilohertz, 300 kilohertz. And when it is when the message becomes 0, once again the carrier comes down to 1 megahertz. Once again, if the message is increasing in the negative direction like this, message is increasing in negative order, the frequency is decreased by an amount of fc minus delta f. If it is at negative peak, the frequency will become 500 kilohertz in this example. Okay, the incremented amount in carrier frequency is nothing but your frequency deviation when message is applied. That is called frequency deviation, right? That is delta f, and divided by message frequency will give you frequency deviation, will give you not frequency deviation, modulation index of FM signal. And noise triangle, you know noise triangle is the noise distribution, how noise is distributed in case of AM as well as FM. In case of AM, the noise is distributed uniformly, whereas in case of FM the noise is increasing like ramp. For low frequencies the noise is less, whereas for high frequency FM signal the noise will be more, right? That is what here this one here. Noise distribution. The next topic is comparison of AM, FM, PM. Differences. It is something like summary. So when you look at this table, AM, FM. AM means amplitude modulation, FM means frequency modulation. In AM, the amplitude of carrier is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of modulated signal. In FM, the frequency of the carrier is varied. So in this what you will change? You will change in AM. What we change? we change one second, we change amplitude of carrier, that is we are changing EC, whereas in this we are changing FC. When you change EC, FC and phase are kept constant in AM, whereas in FM amplitude and phase are kept constant. In AM, carrier and two sidebands are present. When you look at the time domain equation, there are two sidebands and carrier, whereas in FM there are infinite number of sidebands are present. Actually, if you look at the time domain equation, there the formula is something like this. The formula is like this. You will get the time domain equation of FM signal is time domain equation of FM signal is given by is equal to EC cos open the bracket omega CT plus MF sin omega MT. That means generally in place of this bracket there should be some theta. This is one theta and this is also one theta, but here this cannot be added because there exists a sign here. You cannot add sign with theta. The units of sign is number, whereas the units of theta is radians or degrees. You cannot add number with degree. So that is why to expand this expression you need Bessel function, Bessel functions. So when you use Bessel function to expand time domain equation of FM signal, you will get infinite number of sidebands, whereas in case of AM there are only two sidebands and one carrier. In case of FM there are infinite number of sidebands. So that is one of the difference. And the bandwidth is 2FM. The bandwidth of FM is theoretically infinite. The bandwidth of FM is infinite theoretically. The reason is, if you apply Bessel function, which is a mathematical function like trigonometric and some functions, it is also one mathematical function to expand cos of angle plus sine. When you expand, you will get infinite number of sidebands. The difference between infinite sidebands is infinite edges, hence the bandwidth is infinity. But practically the bandwidth of FM signal. Practically the bandwidth of FM signal is, it's very simple to remember also. So what is the bandwidth of AM signal? The bandwidth of AM signal is given by 2FM, whereas the bandwidth of FM signal is given by same 2FM plus 2 delta F. Or sometimes you can also write like this. When you take 2 and FM common from this expression, you will get 1 plus delta F by FM. What is delta F by FM? Delta F by FM is nothing but MF, or your modulation index. So the bandwidth of FM signal is given by 2FM into MF plus 1. So these are the formula, practical bandwidth formula. And this is one formula and this is other formula, practical band, but theoretically infinity bandwidth. So that was there here 2FM, here infinity. Poor fidelity due to narrow bandwidth. So when you compare with AM, the bandwidth is large, fidelity is more. The fidelity is one of the property of a receiver. There are many properties for every receiver, like your radio receiver, television receiver. It should satisfy some conditions: sensitivity, selectivity, fidelity. So sensitivity means it should reproduce weak signal. Selectivity means it should not reproduce unwanted signal. Fidelity means it should produce the signals as it is, which were there at the transmitter. That means most quality should be produced. It should be like a situation which the speaker should be in front of you. That is called fidelity. For fidelity you require more bandwidth. That means, let us suppose there is a song which containing background music, speaker voice, some musical instrument sounds, all should be there at the transmitter. Whereas when you want to listen at the receiver, that is at your home, there should not be exact representation, exact reproduction. Sometimes you cannot listen exact sound produced by musical instrument, exact sound produced by the speaker. That leads poor fidelity. Whereas in case of FM, it should reproduce all the sounds which were there at the transmitter section. The reason for more fidelity is more bandwidth. The sixth difference is most of the power is in carrier, hence less efficient. As you know, when you look at the power relation in AM, around, if message modulation index is 1, 66% of total power is consumed by carrier itself in the transmission. That means around more than 50% is in the carrier. Sidebands will take only 30%, 33%. Always sideband should consume more power, or sideband should be transmitted, not carrier. Carrier is nothing but which carries the information, but it does not contain any information. Hence power is wasted. That is why it is less efficient. Here the carrier frequency is varied, hence all the power is useful. That means you cannot suppress any carrier or any sideband. Each carrier containing information, hence all the power is useful. Noise interference is more, whereas noise interference is minimum in case of FM. The reason for this is, so when we were discussing about noise has got 2 or 3 properties. One is it is random, and its effect is less at the low frequencies, more at the high frequencies, and it is containing almost all the frequency spectrum or all frequencies. And one more property is noise exists in the form of amplitude variations. That means always noise means some voltage, either 1 volt or 1 millivolt or 5 volts or 10 volts or 100 volts, 1 kilovolt. So that means noise is always exists in the form of voltages or voltage variations, amplitude variations. So when you look at the fundamental definition of AM and FM, in AM amplitude of the carrier is varied, in FM frequency of the carrier is varied. That means amplitude variations is AM, frequency variations is FM. If at all if there is external noise which is in the form of amplitude variations, the amplitude variations can be easily added with amplitude variations, but not with frequency variations. Hence noise can be added with AM, where AM contains amplitude variations, whereas noise cannot be added with FM because FM contains frequency variations, whereas noise contains amplitude variations. Hence noise immunity is more in case of FM. Hence SNR is also more in case of FM, less in case of AM. SNR means signal power by noise power. For a good communication system, SNR should be more, or more SNR give you good communication. And adjacent channel interference present. In case of adjacent channel interference is avoided due to Gauge bands. So adjacent channel interference means, so when you send many signals from transmitter to receiver, the desired signal can be accompanied with undesired signals also. They are traveling in the same channel, but there should be some gap. There should not be any interference from the side channels or nearer channels. In case of AM, the adjacent channel interference ACI is more, whereas in case of FM it is less. AM broadcast operates in MF and HF range, FM broadcast operates in VHF range. So you know frequency spectrum. In frequency spectrum there are many bands, like MF, HF. So MF band means medium frequency band and HF high frequency band. MF band means 300 kHz to 3 MHz. HF band means 3 to 30 MHz. There you can operate AM broadcast. AM broadcast means normal all India radio, AM radio. FM broadcasting occurs in VHF and UHF range. The advantage of AM is service area is more. When you use more power, even though power is wasted in carrier, when you use more power, the range can be increased. You can communicate a distant place, remote place also. No need of frequencies, no need of anything, but you need more power. When you have more power, the service area is more. You can cover entire globe also with AM. Whereas in FM, service area is less. Even though you employ more power, you cannot have more service area. In FM, less service area. So that is the reason. If FM radio, when you listen FM radio, the signal strength becomes poor when you go away from the FM station or FM radio station. That means the signal quality is more. In city, whereas less in villages. So those are the differences between AM and FM. And one more difference is it is complex. It is complex. FM, AM is simple. When in modulation index varies, power is also varying. Where in case of FM, when you increase modulation index, power remains constant, because when you look at the time domain equation, when you increase frequency or decrease frequency, when you change a message signal, there won't be any change in the amplitude of the carrier. That is, EC remains constant. In this, the power transmitted varies. So from this you can have a relation also. I'll show you one relation. Wait. What is the formula of modulation index in AM? It is amplitude of message signal by amplitude of carrier. Modulation index of AM is given by amplitude of message, sometimes VM and VC also, or EM by EC. You can write EM by EC also, where E stands for EMF, V stands for voltage. That means when modulation index is varied, the power also varies. The reason is, here there is a term called VC. When VC and VM changes, M also changes. When M changes, when you look at the power of your AM signal, PC into 1 plus M square by 2, where M is nothing but your modulation index. So when modulation index varies, this M will vary, M varies, power also varies. When you look at FM signal, in FM, so we did not derive power formula for FM signal. This is about AM. In case of FM, the time domain equation is very simple. EC cos phi I. There is a change in phi I, there is a change in omega I or omega C, but there won't be any change in EC. Hence, the power of FM signal is given by RMS value of EC, that is EC by root 2 whole square, by R. Okay, that means what is the FM power? total power of FM signal is given by, it's very simple, power of FM signal is given by EC square by 2R, which is equal to PC. So power of FM signal is nothing but power of carrier signal. Power of FM signal is given by power of carrier. So even though when you change modulation index, there is no change in the FM power, because when you look at the relation, there is no term like EMF in this relation. There is no relation, there is no term in MF in this equation. Hence power is constant even you increase or decrease modulation index in FM. And the next difference is depth of modulation index has a limitation, it cannot be increased above 1. In AM the modulation index cannot be increased beyond 1. The reason is it leads over modulation, 1 కంటే ఎక్కువ ఉండదు. whereas in case of this FM you can go beyond 1 also. It is used for picture signal transmission, it is used for sound signal transmission. Generally AM is used for television transmission for picture, and it is also used in television transmission for sound, because in television communication there exists two messages, one is picture and sound, second one is sound. For picture the modulation is used AM, for sound the modulation is used FM. And even there is one more application of AM, that is AM radio broadcasting, and the application of FM is FM radio broadcasting. That is about the comparison between AM and FM. Finally one has got some limitations, other also some advantages also. Generally AM is more immune to noise, less immune to noise, whereas FM more immune to noise. Hence generally people go for FM. The reason is more bandwidth, more SNR, less noise, no wastage of power. That is about FM. Whereas the difference between FM and PM is, in FM frequency is varied, in PM phase is varied. The time domain equations almost looks like same. Frequency deviation is proportional to modulating voltage. Whereas the frequency deviation is proportional to, phase deviation is proportional to modulating voltage. Amplitude of the FM is constant, amplitude of the PM is also constant. The relation between modulation index and voltage is KFVM by FM, whereas here KPVM. This KFVM is nothing but delta F. Here there is no denominator in case of here PM modulation index, there is only one numerator KPVM. So modulation index, there is no relation between frequency and modulation index in case of VM. Proportional to amplitude of modulating signal, both are proportional to modulating signal voltage. Noise immunity is better than AM and PM. Noise immunity is better than AM and FM. Both are less immune to noise, more immune to noise. SN is better, SNR is less in case of PM. Used for FM radio broadcasting, used in mobile communication. FM radio broadcasting is used by using FM modulation, whereas it is mobile communication. And the types of FM, in case of AM there are 4 types. One is amplitude modulation, double sideband suppressed carrier, single sideband and VSB. Whereas in case of FM there are 2 types, narrowband FM and wideband FM. Narrowband FM and wideband FM. Narrowband FM is also called as direct FM, wideband FM is also called as indirect FM. Here the band means bandwidth. Narrowband means if the bandwidth of the FM signal is maintained less, that leads narrowband FM. If the bandwidth of the FM is maintained more, that leads wideband FM. Narrowband FM is almost similar to your AM signal, hence narrowband has got no applications. Whereas in case of wideband FM, the narrowband FM is multiplied by multipliers and increased more carrier frequencies, hence which leads wideband FM. The other difference is in narrowband FM the modulation index is maintained less than 1, hence it is narrow. The bandwidth of narrowband FM is same as AM, which is twice the baseband signal frequency, that is your modulated signal frequency. And there is a derivation also when MF is less than 1. If you substitute in this equation, you will get almost time domain equation of AM. For narrowband FM, assume that the modulation index FMF is small, hence we may use the following expression: cos of small is equal to 1, that is cos 0 equal to 1. Sin of small value is small value, something like sin 0 equal to 0, that is sin 1 is almost equal to 1, sin 2 degrees is almost equal to 2, that is sin of something is equal to something. The angle value is same as sin value in case of sin, and cos of small value leads to 1, that is cos 0 equal to 1, whereas sin 0 equal to 0. When you substitute in this formula, that leads to your time domain equation of AM signal. Hence the narrowband FM is also containing 3 components. One is carrier, upper sideband, lower sideband, hence which leads double the frequency of your message signal. Hence narrowband FM, the characteristics or properties of narrowband FM is, specifications are, its bandwidth is less, its modulation index is less than 1, which is similar to AM, hence it cannot be used further, and noise immunity is also more. Whereas in case of wideband FM, narrowband FM generation is not required for you. Next, coming to your wideband FM. Wideband FM is nothing but, for generation of wideband FM, first you need to generate narrowband FM and multiply it by frequency multiplier. When you apply frequency multiplier circuit, the frequency is increased further, hence the bandwidth is also increased. When you use frequency multiplier, the modulation index also is increased. When modulation index is increased, which leads to wideband FM. So this is a diagram. So to generate wideband FM, you require narrowband FM as well as frequency multipliers. For high index modulation, the minimum bandwidth is approximated as 2 delta f edges. The actual bandwidth required to pass all the frequencies is 2 FM into n, where n is the number of significant sidebands. That is about wideband FM. Always wideband FM is generated by using narrowband FM and frequency multiplier. The last topic is pre-emphasis and de-emphasis. The pre-emphasis is a process of emphasizing or increasing amplitude of high frequency components before modulation. De-emphasis is the reverse process of pre-emphasis. This pre-emphasis and de-emphasis are required in FM, not AM. The reason is, when you look at the frequency response curve or your noise triangle, is, just I will draw the graph of noise triangle so that you can understand why we require this pre-emphasis and de-emphasis. When you draw the graph of frequency spectrum, this is a frequency and this is your noise voltage. FM generally is used for entire frequency in the audio frequencies, that is 20 Hz to 20 kHz. 20 Hz to 20 kHz it can be used, whereas in case of AM starts at 0 to 5 kHz. This is 5 kHz. At low frequencies the noise effect is less, at high frequencies the noise effect is more. At high frequencies the noise effect is more, whereas low frequency messages are less affected by noise, whereas high frequency messages are more affected by noise. Hence, there should be some process to overcome the effect of noise at high frequencies, but you cannot require any process or any mechanism to compensate the noise effect at low frequencies, because there is less noise effect in case at low frequencies, there is more noise effect at high frequencies. Hence, to overcome this problem, you need a circuit called pre-emphasizer or pre-emphasis circuit. That means, you know already, the high frequency components are more affected by noise. Hence, those high frequency components are more amplified or amplified by more compared to low frequency components before modulation. These high frequency components are more amplified before modulation. For that, you need a pre-emphasis circuit. As you are expecting, there is an effect of noise more on high frequencies. Similarly, as we are employing a process of pre-emphasizing before modulation, you need to de-emphasize, because you are not amplifying more low frequency components, but you are amplifying more high frequency components before modulation. To balance that, you need a de-emphasis circuit after modulation, because initially those are amplified more, those high frequency components are amplified by more. Hence, you require a de-emphasis circuit. When you do pre-emphasis and de-emphasis, the advantage we get is SNR is improved, increases intelligibility, increases fidelity. Whereas AM does not require pre-emphasis and de-emphasis, because AM is limited to 5 kHz, that is, at low frequencies the effect of noise is less. Hence, you cannot require any extra circuit to amplify. And there are circuits for pre-emphasis and de-emphasis. Pre-emphasis circuit, this is a pre-emphasis circuit, because before modulation you need to amplify high frequency components, is called pre-emphasizing. For that, you want to separate high frequency components, because you need high frequency components. That is why you require a high pass filter. This is high pass filter, capacitor followed by resistor. Capacitor allows high frequencies, whereas capacitor do not allow high frequencies. Okay. So in pre-emphasis circuit, there will be some high pass filter, and which is given to FM modulator. This is pre-emphasis. And in case of your de-emphasis is nothing but as we did a high pass filter, we should do low pass filter. Low pass filter is a combination of R and C, where R is in series, C is in parallel. All high frequencies are given to ground. Hence, it is not allowing high frequencies towards the output. It is allowing only low frequencies. Low frequencies, capacitor acts like open circuit. Hence, those are given to output. So in de-emphasis circuit, you need extra circuit after modulation, that is your low pass filter. So this is demodulator or FM demodulator, and after this you need low pass filter. This is de-emphasis, and this is pre-emphasis. Need of pre-emphasis and de-emphasis. I explained what is the need. Noise triangle. From the noise triangle, there is more effect of noise on high frequency components. Hence, you require some process to compensate that. That is nothing but pre-emphasis. So, boosting of high modulating frequencies in accordance with the pre-arranged curve is termed as pre-emphasis, and the compensation at the receiver is called de-emphasis. Right. So with this here, second chapter is completed. In second chapter we covered AM and time domain equation and types, and also FM, time domain equation and their advantages, disadvantages and types, and finally we concluded comparison, pre-emphasis and de-emphasis. Right. Thank you.